Big shout out to S3P on YouTube because they said something very interesting in my video about Bon Clay possibly coming back as a 7'10" version of post time skip Nami. The reason why I'm so fixated on that is because the pre time skip version keeps showing up in canonical media such as the Alabasta arc and then again in Impel Down, both for plot point reasons and in video games because that whole concept was a DLC costume for Bon Clay in the video game One Piece Burning Blood. What is so interesting about him in that costume that I did not mention in the video but I showed is that while he's in that costume, they call him the new queen of New Common Land, which is level 5.5 in Impel Down. So that all within itself is very interesting. But what S3P said was that Bon Chan awakens his fruit and now can alter others as well as himself. I think that's a very interesting awakening and is very befitting for him to be the queen of New Common Land because that is very reminiscent of what Ivankov could do. He could change people at a whim, which made the Newcomer. So it's not out of the realm of belief that Bon Clay would be able to do something similar with the clone fruit, and that's a very, I guess, feasible final destination for the clone fruit to achieve in terms of awakening. Being able to touch the faces of others and turn them into a completely different person, or perhaps a combination of traits that Bon Clay has stored within his mind. So we could weirdly have a level 5.5 filled with Nami clones. That's a possibility, which is very funny to think about now that I say that. But yeah, shout out to S3P, and I think that's a very good idea, and I think that's very narratively sound that the clone fruit would be able to make clones and that Bon Clay himself would now be permanently a clone of another character, even though that clone is a mix of his traits and her traits. But with that being said, give me your thoughts, like and subscribe, and tell your friends about Polypede Works.